Hello there, everybody, and good evening, good day, or whatever it might be on your side. Today, if I'm not going to kill my character accidentally, we're finally gonna be building that city. For real. Let's see how well that'll work. Okay, so the last few technical details are set up. And yeah, we got ourselves a troublesome location. Poet, hi there. Let's see what it is. Squirrel. There's some enemy here. Broken statue. Okay. As far as I remember, these are mostly animal. So, how does Unwin fare against the bear? Pretty good, actually. Nice. I've trained him well. There we go. That beer will be good money in my pocket. So we only need 2,800 gold. Almost, well, a little bit less. But yeah. That's pretty much it. Fireball. Zoosh. Dang. So satisfying. I feel as if burning damage has been buffed. Fireball hasn't felt that good in previous versions. It's the only thing I can say. So, Cosmic Custodian, hi there. Sir Simon, hi. So happy to see you, folks. Alright, I figured that I am able to take these bad boys in melee. Oh, I should use the Necromantic Touch skill as often as I can, so we can get that going. Nice. Alright, so I want to remove the tree wall skill from this skill bar. So it's time to set up our oh crap skill bar. You need that. So sprint, vanish, trees. Yes. Do I have any other good things so far? Shield Slam is probably also one of the most defensive things that I got. Shield Wall does count too. Yeah. Once my athletics are good enough, I'm going to go for the other things. This also means I can dump this on this skill bar now. Alrighty-o. So that will bring me just a good amount of money here. Hello there, Mr. Wolf. I'm going to provoke an entrance into close combat from these guys, so I can train my necromancy better. I mean, it's a good sign that not even a bunch of brown bears is scaring me in close combat, at least a little bit. This is good news. I mean, realistically saying, this is unrealistic as hell. So we've successfully achieved dark fantasy quality. Here we go. Can I even move still under the weight of this meat? Sort of. Alright, it's a meaty place. But we can also sell those first, it's nice. Steel splinted armor. Nice. Alright, that -1 on fire might be not the best thing, but the rest of it is just amazing. Braided leather necklace. Copper buckler. That one is not so interesting, but the necklace, no. But this one, hell yeah. What an upgrade. I will miss the extra intelligence point a little bit, but physical resistance is so powerful. I mean, we're seeing it in action here. The physical resistance value is exactly the reason why we can wrestle the bears in close combat without even breaking a sweat. Well, we're breaking a sweat, but we're not in any lethal risk. You get the idea. Okay, let's leave that place. For a troublesome region, that was pretty easy. Right, so let's move over to the next best city. Hopefully cook or meet somewhere and earn ourselves some money. If this game gets more locations, you see, more different areas to explore in the long run. I mean, it is even workshop compatible. This will become a real jewel. It is already damn good. It's a gem. Can. So to stay in the figure of speech. But if we get way more adventure locations everywhere on every area, to a point where we don't even know what we're going to see because there's just so flippin' many location types around, that's the point where I want to see Soulash eventually, really. I really hope that there will be location packs on stuff. Hey, AFK, happy to see you. It's been a while. It's always a nice thing to meet you. So that's a lot of steak that we are grilling here. Jeez. Probably, yeah, 30 of these kilos here are meat. Dang. Problem is that this meat is also grilling a little bit slower due to the fact that there's always people rustling around me. Would need to murder the entire city. Not yet. Eventually. Damn. Alright. Time for plan B. You guys are walking around the fire too much. Pesky little. We're going to go and grill or meat somewhere else, I just decided. So, the composite bow I do require. Wood we can't sell. That's a crappy price, but I just want to get rid of it. Velvet. They buy that on a fair price. Panther leather. I'm primarily aiming to empty my inventory. But a couple of things that are really hard to procure and valuable, like for example animals, start farms with, and there must be a lot of development in the city stuff, which I haven't been around yet, that I want to explore with you together. So 8k almost, but yeah, let's see. I got firewood on me. We're just going to make our own fireplace. Take that. Like seriously, if you have so many items to grill, these cities are eventually really letting you down. So, troublesome Savannah location. I am a little bit scaredy cat here. You know what? We're going to go for a simple and easy moment here. I don't want to accidentally kill my character in the last few meters because I'm not hungry and ready for a high tier location yet. Oops. Currently, I'm just sitting here and grilling my steaks. So much faster now. So, some little tricks to grind out some extra FPS. Alright, I got a lot of good city starting items here with all the seeds that we have already gathered. Love the fact that you can organize your inventory while that stuff is running in the background. It's really good. Okay, I got more than enough food on my person. Let's see what the location is going to be. Something pretty puny for sure, but whatever. Ideal to get myself warmed up. Some smart person in the comment section of the last stream mentioned that I should be plundering those throwing rocks from baboons to level up my storm throwing. That was such a nice advice that I needed to repeat it. It's a shame that I never remember the names of the people. I should really want to make it a habit to write them on paper because I really like to give credits where credits are due. So we just found a lot of money, my men. This stupid tree in the Enchanted Forest. Ha! Yeah. I'm gonna show you what we're making out of these. Okay. Zap? Is that lethal? Nah. Alright. Can we? Yeah, alright. I haven't fought too many of these guys, so I was a little bit more careful. Lightning damage prickles a little bit. That's about it. So, looking forward to the city building stuff now. Hey, Mr. Wolf. And Necromancy. Really am excited to find out what we can do with that too. So, this place here, you know, you need to swing that axe, but you get that elven wood here. And elven wood. It's the good stuff. Eventually I will have to hunt down one of these places to get some of that stuff for my own gear. Because for mage staves and such, it's really great too because of the inherent intelligence bonus. Maybe there's some other gear too, which we can use there. But for today, we're needing the money. So, we're going to cut this thing, and we're going to sell it. Can only recommend. Enchanted Forest is one of the best money-making locations in the easy part. Due to the big, fat elven wood tree here. It's even easy to overlook it. I mean, I think, cleared this location easily 5 or 6 times before I noticed that this big fat chunk of wood probably might be something that I want to loot. Yeah, felt pretty dumb after that. But here, almost 1 grand. We're not going to get that much money because of bad sales prices, but it's a start. Thanks, Enchanted Forest. There I was thinking that I would be not spending my time well with an easy location. The plains locations, though, they usually really just are. I bet that we're going to clear out farms and caravans and huts and stuff like that. Nothing too worthwhile money-wise, but want to get back into the drill, so to speak, before I go into something dangerous. Because with this game, you know, if you take a wrong turn, eventually, this game has a brisk way of killing you. I don't know. Oh, I don't want to fireball Beverly. Beverly already has enough problems with all the wolves around her. So yeah, we're going to go and just slaughter them all. Just like I expected. Caravan. Did I promise you anything else? I didn't. Cleared out so many of these places already, but it doesn't matter that much. The Necromancy XP should be still not necessary. Yep. When do we learn to animate something for real? Solid Ember. I need a necrotic altar for that. Sure. Soul deposits. You can see soul deposits on world map, where a lot of civilized beings have died. Not good on me. Winds of Decay. Alright, level 15. That's when we get the cone spell. We get a conversion magic power to weapon damage scaling. Huh. I think I can weaponize my intelligence with that. Sabotage. Alright. I'm getting ahead of myself. So we're so far not reanimating anything until level 30. Okay. But what we're seeing here is Laborers. This is pretty dope, actually. So, party companions. A deadly grasp. Undead spectral hands. Come from the ground around caster, dealing death damage. Alright, sweet. Soul Tithe. Ooh, useful. Just getting ahead of the things. Alright. We need to use companion slots for undead here, I see. Meat Golem. Become a Necro Tyrant. Okay. Prismatic Abyss. What is this? Soul. Yeah, we'll see that once we get there. Vampiric Touch. Oh boy. 50% healing from the inflicted damage. Tasty, tasty. Undeath. More damage per undead. We can refabricate a person as undead. That is pretty wicked. And that's what the Prismatic Abyss is good for. Death Ray. And eventually we are able to build our own necrotic animal. Alright. You guys are flattering me here in the background. Happy that you're enjoying yourself while we're doing this. I was so much looking forward to playing some Soulash tonight, personally. I don't know, I love returning to this game. Especially the recent version, I'm very much excited to see where things go from here, you know? Even though we are still seeing sort of a slog when it comes down to money earning. Speaking of which, open your wallets, friends. It's time for buying some elven wood and some shaggy wolf furs. Alright. Don't need that many cooked meat shanks. Ah yeah, pretty decent price actually. Yay! Getting ever closer. Really almost there. Nice. Wisp dust isn't bad either. I mean, I'm partially disgusted by the amount of money you need to found your first city, but on the other hand, I know where this will lead us, because once you have a city, you're practically printing money, so it's actually fine to have this kind of a big investment to get there. Okay, let's go for some troublesome location. Yeah, alright. I didn't even know that you can carry a barrel. But if it's heavy, I would still prefer the water skin, because in all honesty, 300 units of water is pretty much enough. I have seen some clayware things which were pretty good. No power word death. No, I don't know, Biz. I think we may need to be happy with the death ray. Welcome, man. So, dates. I don't know. It's beneath me. 1,000 units. I think that's overkill. Because you generally find water sources easy enough to not really need that kind of investment. It's much more useful to have the carrying capacity available. I mean, it depends. If you are a warrior type character, you might be totally okay with that. Because you have strength to no end, and you're usually only having trouble with the slots in your inventory and not so much with the carrying capacity. I will leave this place. This is a hunter's camp. I haven't uncovered the fact that it's a hunter's camp, but it's these lion people. and it's in the jungle. And I died here on the other account. I'm out of here. Sayonara, people. Be happy that you're going to live. There's a high likelihood that I'm ducking out here unnecessarily, honestly. Because I have so much more armor on this character compared to my previous attempt. But I don't feel well about it. And I keep reciting myself. If I don't feel well about it in this game, it's usually a good idea not to do it. Alright, so let's try out the Savannah. I have never played Elin, so I can't compare Bez. Before you ask, I did try, but I bounced off several times. User interfaces are somehow irking me off. Okay, so first up, the good thing, there's the baobab wood, however you pronounce it properly. So we're going to be able to just chop away here and get the money for our city from this. The troublesome location on the horizon, well, we're carefully circling towards it while we're grinding our timber. Yeah, playing safe when you play permadeath is always a wise choice. But I think I am heavy enough armored to just outplay those guys. But here it's primarily since the previous character died on the same occasion. So, nah. Oh look, there's another shovel. Silver shovel. Alright, you guys really have riches to spend, obviously. Don't mind if I pick that for my own needs. Silver shovel, man. I didn't expect something valuable like that, in all honesty. Okay, so let's see. How's the timber rolling? That stuff, yeah. It's a little bit troublesome to grind it like that, but whatever. Does the trick. My dude's out of water. Would have better brought a barrel. So I'm starting to get thirsty. It's a little bit unfortunate towards my planned farming tour here. So let's go towards the location and see if there's some water hole around. Maybe. There's stone around me. It's pretty good, because that gives a good chance that we could find some ores or something like that. So, what is this guy? Hyena person, eh? Wielding a spear. Let's kite it out a bit. Okay, 150 HP. That's decent. Let's see. Bonk me for 7 damage. It's actually not bad at all. It's 10 damage. Yeah, I don't want to cuddle with you. Get lost. That's why I love Shield Slam so much. Such a good get lost action point there. And now we have the cycle. I think this guy will die first. And we're going to give him a necrotic touch, and now we are going to slam him away. Bam. Why am I still thirsty when the blood of my enemies is at my disposal? Damn game. Just joking. So, wow, that's a pretty badass loincloth. Physical +3. So my shaggy pants, they're not as protective. There we go. Loincloth time. Hyena data. So these guys are also providing quality materials. Oh yeah, smashing enemies into obstacles, you're right about that. That's, for one, very effective, and to another point, also very satisfying. Alright, so these guys are typical victims to my kiting strategy. We're fast enough to just keep them to kite them indefinitely while we're pelting them with spills. Might be not the most heroic way of dealing with enemies. Oh boy, there's the Kangaroo of Doom. These guys murder your early game characters. So this might be not the most elegant or heroic way of dealing with problems, but you know, actually in permadeath environments, most of the time, I realized, the longer I played games like these, you're just cheesing all day just to stay alive. But I actually enjoy that, don't get me wrong. I find this highly entertaining to get the cheese, to keep the cheese rolling, because it requires a lot of discipline and attention to keep the cheese rolling. Maybe the cheese is... no, that's not gone too far. Anyways. Good times. Hope you guys are having a good time too. So yeah, we're taking some damage here, but not enough to get me alerted or anything. But these guys are, for me, not beatable in direct 1v1. I'd be dying if I'd tried to. So I need to take it like that. But the good point is, this stuff is pretty valuable. And I get to decide which one of the items I want to wear. Kangaroo leather, not as valuable, but strength +1, which is pretty dope actually. Okay, healed up, and let's keep killing. I mean, if we keep going like that, I will need to go back home very soon to empty my pockets. These are not valuable enough. I'm not picking them up. I'm picky. The other loincloth, 30, 27. This is already really lowest end. Okay. Wonder how many of these guys are living there. Looks like it's their village. I really hope that they have a water place. Ooh! I'm more necromancy than before. So, off you go. So the kangaroos, as far as I see things, much less dangerous than the hyena person. There's the next hyena person in the background. Yeah, we can totally melee these kangaroo things. I prefer punching them down like that if possible, because it's so much faster compared to doing the whole magical procedure, as I like to call it. Because, you know, it's just less actions. No use denying. Alright. They didn't really provide anything valuable here. Nah. I'm not willing to give away my last inventory slots for crud like this. Hey! How dare you? Shield to the face. Alright. Yeah, I'm eating so much damage while kiting this bad boy. Ah well. Let's finish him off like that. Yeah, they don't really have any particularly valuable loot. So we're not even through our first dehydration bar, so I'm not really worried. No camp. Oh, it's yeah. That's what we call hyena people. It's kind of like the ultimate diss, but it was involuntarily. Sheesh, there's so many of you! Can't you just go extinct? At least on this tile? Okay. This guy's really eating damage. Ugh. They're not really willing to give me good items here. Hello, dear. Ooh, a fire-breathing horse. I'm gonna reserve my nature spells for that guy. Or so I tried. Yeah, this guy's hurting me hard. So, can you burn? Not really. Didn't expect you to be able to. So we're going to just do the usual things. Fire horse horn, 13 bucks, low weight, and pretty good crafting item. I do have a feeling though, as if we might have busted down the last dudes here. Mycelium headband. Well, it's not really good, but we're picking it up because we can sell it. Same goes with this thing. Or, wait a sec. This is one of the rare occasions where I will swap out, even if this item has no physical and the other one has, because the total amount of resistances between these two items, this is just too much of a difference. I would be an idiot if I didn't. Okay, looking good. Only thing that we're lacking is water. Okay, but we're just going to sell off stuff and top it off with baobab wood. That's what I'm going to do. Oops. I was getting ahead of myself. Oh. So, let's fill our water while we're here. I'm kind of weirded out. Sometimes the game does refill your water automatically for you. Sometimes it doesn't. And I never found out what the trigger was. I'd be amazed if you knew. Ugh. People outside are lagging me out now. How unfortunate. Let's see what we're going to earn here. Will I need that hatchet? Oh, yeah, I do. The timber didn't earn here too much, so I'm going to keep it. This was way too much effort to gather, to sell it away cheaply like that. I'm not agreeing on that. And the low resale value of all that gear is the reason why I am only picking up gear that has a decent value. Because as you see there, you just get around a third of what it's worth. And if the base value is low enough, you're just carrying around lots of weight and don't get much back, money-wise. Yeah, Daramaka, that's something I noticed too. But I had the impression that sometimes when you're crossing cities, it does refill too. Maybe that was a false friend though, and the source of my confusion. Thanks for that pointer. So we're going to cut trees and see what we're going to find in between here. I mean, as far as I see things, we're almost there, so something should come around here. Even if it's just some kangaroos. Oh, I know what I'm going to do. It's going to be a little bit more exciting, and it's also killing two birds with one stone. We're going to move back here. So let's go for some hills locations. That's pretty good. I just figured that I might be just going back to my city when the money's almost there. The axe is faster when you have a lot of strength. That's why. Necromancy does take a relatively high amount of actions. Let me show you. So you see here, 30 actions on the Necromancy. And the axe, 15. I mean, here, it doesn't work that well because it's logs. But on the Savannah trees, it's better. I don't need a null head, thank you. It's just a little detail. Most of the time you're better off with Necromancy because it just dissolves the tree into all its components and that just saves time. But the trees that don't leave logs are coded in a weird way. Troglodytes! Let's murder them! But I need to reactivate my necromantic touch every now and then, so we get our necromancy XP in. There's a lot of commotion. I hear so many walking noises. So what is this? Tin. Nice. Yeah, it's basically not worth looting these guys. But, well, sort of. Just realized. Glowing flower crown. Oh, well, at least 70 bucks. Amber. Alright, those crude spears are at least 10 bucks or so. No, it's not much. But, kinda unwilling to leave them behind. Right now, I need money too badly. Troglodyte ears are pretty nice in that regard too. Not too much value, but every little bit helps. So, tin ore. What's that? Potato plants. Okay. Then we will harvest some potatoes. Why not? Yeah. I went here into the hills because I knew that in these regions where it's mountainous, you always have easy access to metals. And other goodies. So basically, if you have a pickaxe, these areas are pretty much your friend. It's just very, very tedious to do this. And I want to note that the real high mountaintops are very, very dangerous. Even if there is no location there. Mind my words. Once we go diamond hunting, I will show you why. Alright, I need to unload the item, the inventory. Just way too many items on myself. So, dear chat, what kind of species should we invite into our city? Any ideas? What kind of faction do we want to build up? Who shall Unwin be ruling over? I love some inspiration. So here we get some nice penny for that wood. Way better. They're not paying too much for the spears, but if you just rack up enough of these, you already get a little bit of an earning here. And here we go. This is a little bit unnecessary. There is no such thing as a potato seed. Yeah, where there is a potato seed, but it's also the potato. Somebody needs to fix that. Well, farming nobody excels at. It's really just a flavor thing. They don't have any specific extra skills or something like that in this game. The only thing that you really feel difference-wise is the species you start with. Speaking about which, we could actually start gathering ourselves some stone. We're going to need it where we go now. Spruce! There we go. Stuff's also quite valuable-ish. Good enough to haul it up. So, Cavian Village. Oh boy. That's not even worth looting. Dang. Did stone get upgraded value-wise? I had never had the impression that stone was that valuable. Come on. Gooseberry fizz. And a button. Yeah, exactly what you would expect from a city of earth people. I like the button. If we ever get standardized loot from these event chests, a button should really remain in the loot of a bird city. 10 of 10. Wood button again. Natural marble wall. So the marble is just out there. Nice. It's almost worth nothing. Dang. Why is marble so low in value? No. Ah, well. Not really worth it if I want to sell it, right? Too bad. The bird people did let me down. So, yeah, here. Biome peaks. This is really, really dangerous territory. Just wanted to mention that here. Okay, so where to next? Let's go for another one of these easy Savannah locations. Gives me more of the magic wood. And, probably we will find something that gives us enough money to just finally get the deal done. Baboons! Hell yeah! I was waiting for you. Ostrich? Hell yeah. Okay. So... I have now also a necromancy variant of my spitting spell. Okay, so I've been told that this stuff is all we need to level up our storm throwing. Let's see if the legends are true. Alright. Ah, wrong stone. Okay. So let's remove these. And how can I mod this bad boy? Burning? Yeah. And poison. That sounds decent. Cripple, why not? Let's add that into all the spells that can handle it. Okay. Tossing rocks. How heroic. Did I just shield bash an entire elephant? That should not be possible. Sorry. I'm easy to amuse on that one, but I find this extremely ridiculous. I hope so do you. I mean, it's the real deal, you know? 12 meat and elephant leather, ivory, the whole thing. Oh dear. Actually quite killing it with those stones. It's pretty useful. Didn't expect that. Bam. Take that, elephant. So, here's the deal. Nobody said how large that elephant really is. I guess it's a tiny elephant. Do I get stone throwing from that? Yes. Paper boy, welcome, welcome. So, Biz, sorry, I missed out on that. A potato is the seed of a potato. If you want to plant potatoes, you just put a potato into the ground and more potatoes will grow. I had a garden once. That's how it works. That's how you get potatoes. They do develop little sproutlings eventually, but that is always sprouting out of a potato. So, yeah, I don't think that there's a potato seed. Because if you want to plant potatoes, you always put the entire potato into the ground. It's the only way that I know how you grow potatoes. Just my potato knowledge. I'm a German person. We're also called potatoes sometimes, so I might know a thing or two about potatoes. I'm done potatoing around now. Alright, now I need more victims for my throwing rocks. Bring the baboons. Are the question mark locations from leveling adventure? Yes. You get more intel the higher your adventurous skill is. Eventually we'll be even able to see what kind of location it is because I will level up adventuring eventually, but I am currently maniacally allocating wealth to get the city going. We basically are already there. I'm just crunching up a couple of extra trees just to get the deal done. For sure. But I think the elephants already did the thing. All right. Holding back myself from not looting ever more stuff. You need to learn that. Otherwise you'll be just looting forever more. Okay, I'm keeping the timber because when we want to build a city, we're going to need that stuff too, alongside with the stone that I just gathered. Alright, Savannah wood was also quite valuable. But yeah, here goes elephant leather, ivory. This, yeah. Let's just sell away the raw meat for once. I don't really want to do that, but I also don't want to end up with just a little bit too little money to finally get started. Alright. So, now I got finally the money together, and now we can get started building that place. I mean, this only gives me the capacity to just start building here. Oh, entry point. A badger. Yo, badger. Did you know that you're going to be my aiming exercise? No? No, you don't. Okay, so we need to deposit that money into the bank here. And then Iconia can be upgraded into a real city. So it begins. So as far as I remember, yeah, my building ability is now better too, and now we need to grind up construction. Basically, we now need to get ourselves more money even. Yeah, doesn't stop here. If I would be now just inviting people into the city, they just die, because there's no food here. So instead, we're going to start allocating these materials that we have gathered. So we're going to collect a little bit more money once more, but we're almost there. Pretty much. Now we need money to learn our skill things better, and we need money to, yeah, it's mostly for the skills. So let's go for this place here. Let's see what we can do here. The stones are actually quite good. Where did the last hour go? My stream thingy tells me that we're already here for 50 plus minutes. Time flies. Crazy. Okay, let's see what this place is about. Maple arrow. Okay, these guys are archers. In an environment where we don't really have any bigger amount of cover. So... yeah. That was not what I wanted to click, but whatever. The good news is these guys have the arrows that I need for my archery skill, and arrows are also, as a consolation prize for being so deadly, stupidly valuable. Look at these arrows. They inherit the value of the material that they are made out of. If they're made out of a valuable wood, they're stupidly valuable. Long story short. Alright, so this is gonna be fun. As far as I saw it, they also didn't really pierce through my armor too badly. Still want to be careful, because people that have ranged attacks can be quite unsavory. Okay. My damage turned electrical. Dear goodness, these guys are getting so wrecked. Okay. Hounding grounds. Okay. These are some badass dogs. They're not really yielding any better loot. Outrageous. Okay. Can I actually mod my fireball into poison too? No. But it can cripple them. Okay. One more square. I said one more square. There we go. I feel quite mighty right now. Considering everything. So, storm throwing. I think henceforth I will put my points also into intelligence. And not any more into strength. Because I have way too many conversion abilities that allow me to transform my weapon damage into a intelligence-based damage type. So, intelligence will be, in the long run, better for me. It's just a temporary thing. There we go. Dominating my enemies quite hard just with a bunch of rocks. Okay. Nice. I'm a little bit more careful right now because I've never had this one. Atmospheric, hi dear. Because I never had this location ever before. Add a rock horn. Half a coin. Okay. And the lion's mane. Right. So, the really good part about this whole place is that I am now decked out with arrows, so we can learn hunting too. Heroics, hi there. Yeah, I did take a pretty long break from streaming though, so in all fairness, I didn't stream for a pretty long time. So it wasn't necessarily you missing out many streams or something like that. No. They just did never ever happen. But I finally found a way of not scheduling a regular way of streaming. I don't know. If I start scheduling the stuff, it kills the fun on the streaming end. Just what it is. Yeah, every skill has enough reason to max it out, at least to some degree, in my humble opinion. So, it's a Minotaur den, hey? How do we feel about that? Well, usually these weren't too bad. So, where's my storm throwing? Level 3. Conductive aim. Oh, nice. Oh, the Mr. Minotaur boy is already there. So, let's see. Yeah, this guy's taking way too much damage already. From those few things that I'm doing to him. Look at him getting shredded. Dang. Alright. Too close quarters for the fireballs, sadly. But yeah, 28 damage. That's the reason why I want to get this guy out of your face as much as possible. On the other hand, that axe is invaluable. Nice. So, Minotaur Horn. 20 bucks. So this guy was not necessarily alone here, so we gotta be careful still. So yeah. Because if I remember correctly, there are versions of this place where there is more than one Minotaur in the maze. What a terribly good place to grind out my ranged attacks. Mushlog. Thanks, but no thanks. Alright. Just this tree branches, alright. Those thorns are worth a little bit of money. And since I'm currently ultra broke, I'm taking everything I can. It's gonna be quite fun once we have the city going. I can even sell my loot there. But first we have to get a few people to live there, of course. Okay. That Minotaur was easy pickings, though. I really like that. Oh. Hello. Money. Coal. Yeah, decent. Could be better, though. But I do remember, if you want to make steel bars, you need that stuff. And steel is among the best materials to create gear out of. The quality of steel lies not in its in the very, very best stats that you can get, because there's still better metals than that. But it's the only very good metal that you can easily acquire huge amounts of. That's what I personally found to be a very, very good quality about steel. All right. Let's give the autopilot back. Controls. Whoopsie. Didn't mean to. All right. So, I'm not gonna sell away my arrows yet. That's another day's business. First, I need to be done with the hunting skill, you see. But the crude arrows I will sell away already. The double axe too, as mighty as it might be, I don't like the fact that it's two-handed. I will keep the Minotaur horn though, because we're now getting to the point where I want to not drop every crafting material anymore. Because, you know, we might be actually using these. So let's save up some money so we can learn some construction and adventuring. These two things are the next big milestones ahead. This is what I was looking for. I hope this is a dwarven outpost. Oh, I forgot to sell away a few things here, huh? Meh. Hi. That's a lot of meat. Uncooked meat, too. I don't have firewood on me anymore, no? Alright. Let's chop down the next best tree we can find. And open up a grill. So... Mountain maze, yet again. Sheesh. I mean, the good news is I have already learned the last time that we're gonna be on top of things here, so... There we go. Big bad boy's already in town. Yeah, so... We need it that way too. Otherwise this guy would eat me alive. So... Sensitive build. +4. It's a lot more. So... Yeah, the fur pouch was nice and all, but the quality of just more armor power just beats that. Need to find out where I can get backpacks and stuff like that. Keep forgetting which crafters do that. I thought it was the leather workers, but the other day I was around there, they didn't have anything like that. Maybe the leather workers sucked though, and that was the whole reason. Sometimes I really wish that I could get a better readout about what these guys are not able to craft to because their skill level is not high enough. That would be very, very nice. Ah! There's the barrel we were talking about. Okay. So we're done here. Oop. Or so I thought. A swarm of menacing flesh-eating bats swooped down and got killed by my stones. Yeah, spiffy bald guy. Can't agree. Okay, so I got enough stuff in my pockets to go back to this place. And sell away more of our loot. I have a good feeling that the money now will be enough. Ah, well, let's sell away that coal. I'm broke. I need the money. So, ask for trainers in adventuring, because this is really where I want to get better first. So the miller is also the local adventurer, right? Okay, whatever. So 5 points of adventuring potential. I don't want to spend too much here because I don't have enough money to get it to 20, and 20 would be the next milestone. So let's get back to our city. Grill our steaks, so it's not weighing that heavy anymore. Dump some items into the chest and plan our next steps. I need building material. That's what I need. Stone and wood. That's that. Okay. Meat processing industry. Super exciting. Never try to mill flour in this game. It'll kill your sense of time. Entirely. I've been there. Or as the dev put it, most of us try to mill flour once. He quite nailed it with that statement. Okay, so let's head out of here. Or do we? No, tell you what, we're going to get ourselves that building materials together here. At least the very first few basics. Whatever you need poisonous parsley for. Okay, that's not leading us anywhere. Next one, we go to the mountains. And grind up a lot of nice stones here. Because I know how these things work. Okay. Picking up a few trees on the side as well. Because now we're going to build some stuff. Oh, that's gonna be a few more boulders here. That's also a good reason to have a certain amount of strength on your character, in all honesty. Not only can you carry more, you also mine a lot faster when your strength is decent. So... I hope that one inventory of stone will suffice for now. Alright, that's enough. Okay. Building materials can be in the chest, no biggie. There we go. So, let's get started with just a building for my character himself, right? There goes the first level of construction. For some odd reason, construction gives stat points so many. But I like that. This gives you some nice payback for all the material you invest here. So... I'm out of wood, obviously. So let's move over to a forest and change something about that. Okay. Luckily, once I have a woodcutter, we don't need to do these things manually like this anymore. We will just pick up the material then from our city. But now on the founding days, we need to do it like this. Okay. 155 planks. And my inventory capacity, my carrying capacity is not nearly at its end. So we're going to pick up a few more. Okay, let's see how far this will get us. Okay. My city has a real house icon now. Lovely. Okay, tree seeds. So where's my construction level at 4? Not too much, but whatever. So let's see. I will need a water well or an old well. Can I already well? No, I can't. Whoop-de-doo. But we're going to build a couple of extra buildings here already. Yay, more stat points. Spending them now on some resilience skills. Oh no. Go. Okay. And just like this, we're also creating a few buildings that we can utilize very soon for the actual city. You there, you're annoying. You're killing my FPS. Die. Sorry, but not sorry. Okay, yeah, so timber gathering at this place is a bit of a miss, obviously. Ooh. My place has copper. Would you have thought? Simon, you don't. Roofs are entirely cosmetic. Currently, everything which happens on a higher Z level does not really interact with the with one another. Wheat. Agriculture level 3. All right. Let's change that. That'll level up my agriculture for good. Is that stuff heavy? Sort of. Level 5. I do remember that a decent level in agriculture is really helpful. For building all manner of different things in your city. And this one field should be absolutely enough. So we're not able to lift it anymore, but that's okay. That's 8. That's 9. No, it's not enough. Oh, it's exactly enough. Wicked. So we can now build a cauldron, can build an oven, and we can plant out all manner of different things. Very, very important stats. Harvest all? Yeah, I'd be down for that. I hear you. I find that a great idea. Oh, the wood is now too heavy to pick up. No. We can't have that. I'll be keeping the copper ore to sell it. Sounds a little bit sad to do that, but I need the money. And now that we have a city tile that can actually mine it out, we have permanent access to it, so no need to be worried about anything here. Ooh, maple wood. So we're going to build with maple here too, huh? Why not? Game doesn't care which kind of wood you're building. Okay. I didn't scout the region for resources because you need to have adventuring 20 for that. I figured back when I was claiming the tile that this will be just my first location because 2 reasons. For one, plains will always have enough agricultural capacity to produce enough food to make this a thriving village, one way or another. And the other thing is that I don't plan to stop on one city, so we might as well start at a place that just will work for now. At least that's been the thought process there. So, in the meantime, clamping down a couple of random buildings that we can furnish out for all manner of different jobs soon. Construction 8, only 2 more levels, and we should be able to build pretty much anything we do require. It's just having it done a couple of times, Simon. It's the result of me standing in my way a couple of times before getting it right. That's very kind words, nevertheless. Okay, we're almost there. There we go. And I think I am now on my maximum level right now. Right? Right. So we're going to check on out what we're going to require. Okay, so the fountain thingy, the well, I should be able to build that right now. Stone and wood, right. So that's gonna be the town square. Settlement center, we only need that, right, nice. So, what can we build here? Spice seekers, we need savory bush seedlings for that. Never had these so far in this run. Larva farm, bat ranch, hunter's den. So we do require a campfire and a hearth, or hearth, drying leather rack, and resting places. Alright. So I'll be doing one last step before we do all this. I want to haul up a little bit more timber to work with. Well, I would personally always recommend anybody who's not as gaming masochistic as me to just go for high fantasy mode and enjoy the game and explore it there. Unless you love the pressure of permadeath, which I do. And I totally understand if you do so too. Anyways. Oh, I didn't want to go for it. Taiga. Taiga wood is a different quality again, and I just want to have a couple of trees here. Exactly, part of the fun. I personally love to stick to permadeath in games like these because my thought there is that if I die several times, I'm not done with the game that fast. And I am a notorious restarter. I love restarting games and trying to do it a little bit better next time. And a little bit better next time. Therefore, I never had any problem with character death forcing me to just do it yet again. Not really. Okay. So, I think this should be enough now. Let's see, do I get teleported now to the base? Yeah, this is the really, really good part about it. You automatically land here. So we do need... Where is it? Where's the storage? I'm blind. I see everything except for the chest. Let's see. Here it is. Okay. Because if this is my spawning point here, I want to have access to the settlement stash. Because the stashes are all linked. They all lead to the same inventory. Okay. So... let's get some ground down. And 3 sleeping places, they said. Jeez, I'm not seeing anything today. Stone bed. This is because I don't really have access to anything better than the stone bed. Ah. I was expecting wooden beds and I didn't see any. This explains a lot. Yeah, we should definitely try to get our construction level higher than that. So, Hunter's Den. Campfire. Oh, we need a leather rack thingy. Please don't tell me that I don't. No. So what do I need to build these? Leatherworking, I guess? Let's see. Nope. Construction, maybe? So, hunting. Maybe there. No. Maybe I got it already unlocked and I am just foolish. Is it deeper down the leatherworking way? I'd be surprised if... Adventuring, maybe? I feel as if I'm clearly overlooking it somehow. Tailoring. Doesn't help that the areas of this game got reworked again and again. So... Carpentry. I bet that's the thing that's missing here. Yeah. So we can raise carpentry by making firewood. Sure, why not? It's very simple, but I don't really care. No. Okay, that should have kickstarted my carpentry. Now we can make arrows. That's at least more useful. Hey, Kane Blackmist. Yeah, I see this game being mostly compared to Elin a lot, which is a game that I sadly haven't played for myself yet, so I can't really say. Or I did try to play it, but I didn't get into the whole thing. But yeah, eventually we'll do that too. So wooden floor, wooden hoe. Dang it, that doesn't help me either. What we're going to do. We're going to use the maple wood. That actually yields more XP. Higher quality material, more XP. So, rank 5. We can now craft beds. That's perfect. So, more points. Nice. So let's put these into robustness. And work here on some floors. Okay, the flowers don't go away. Odd. And we're just going to clamp down some beds now here. At least 3 of them. Because the fun part is that sleeping places never grow out of demand. And the worst thing that could happen is that we're going to need to bring more sleeping places up than the ones that we did. And on the bright side, it does train my carpentry while we're building these. Floors sadly don't. There we go. So that's been 0.6, which brings me to the drying rack, which I need. Perfect. So, there we go. That means we got ourselves a hunter's den together. Nice. And tell you what, we're going to make a second one right away. Then we're going to invite the first few people into our city to get the party started. Because food production is one of the best foolproof ways to keep your city thriving. And it also brings you to the point that you never need to gather your food manually again either. So win-win. All right. Yeah, Simon, that's why I'm doing these things, to showcase them a little bit what you can do here. So, Clown of War. My character just set up their first city, so we are now bringing our first people into the city, racking up families that start producing food, and from that point on, I plan to build up the city from there. So let's go for some very classic thing and see if we can hire some human people. Our friend Unwin is a human too, so... Yeah, it does take a dirty amount of time to build your own city. Absolutely. So, Ashton, come on over. And wonderful. So we have the two families that I wanted to have already there, and we give them these here, and they should now be able to at least start sustaining themselves. Let's see how that'll work out. Technically, they now have everything they need to produce an endless amount of food. Practically, I don't know. The families are rather small that I brought in. I hope that doesn't bite my back. But they brought children, so that should work out eventually. So produce 240. Alright. They just don't have any stockpiles yet, right? So let's stockpile some food in here. Let's see, make sure that nobody has to die here off of hunger. And let's see, what can we build apart from that what we got? Wheat farm would require 10 wheat fields. Okay. Producers: tavern, bakery, winery, carpenter. But don't we need something like a woodcutter first? Am I mistaken? So the hunter's den will produce all manner of these. The carpenter does produce planks, but he consumes logs. There we go. We can't build this because we don't have capacity to build a tree cutter here as it stands. Ah, no, there it is. Woodcutter. I was just blind. So, we do require 4 resting places and a chopping block. Alright. So this is the next part, where we will set up a proper industry for us. That'll get us building materials, because that'll help out a lot too. Chopping block, chopping block. I know that I have this thing. There it is. Oh, it does require a log. To make logs, one does need a log. Words of wisdom. Alright. Hello there, trees. Come on, give me one tree. Oh, snake. Oh, I shouldn't be punching people with stones. It just doesn't work out, I guess. Oh. Got those water lilies here. Sweet. You can earn some quite nice money with these. Okay, so this one we need to chop with the tree. And obviously we need to drag the log back to our city. There we go. I hope I can now build this thing. Nope, I can't. Weighs 72 pounds, so we can lift it, obviously. There we go. Yeah. Kind of like makes me wonder what you ought to do if you don't have the capability to carry that heavy. Can't build this thing then? Or what? It's kind of weird, isn't it? Okay, so we got that thing. And I also... Ooh, a stonemason is also there. Okay, never mind. We're going to build that one after the carpenter. So 4 resting places and a workbench. Gotcha. Bringing me, at this point, brings me an endless amount of building material, and that's what I want to have it. So, hell yeah, carpentry. So, I forgot now. Was it 4? Yes, it was 4. And I had a workbench here somewhere. There it is. Okay. Ooh, that's a smart idea. I could buy it from somewhere else and let it get imported there. Smart. Alright, so there we go. Now I got this place. And the last thing that I want to build up before we go hiring more people is now a stonemason. really hope that these 2 hunters that I got here will be able to feed the city. Come on. Are we really out of wood already? It's terrible how fast you have no more timber available for your plans. It's always the same. Okay. So, I really hope that I got enough for some wooden floors. That would be really sad if... Alright, I am sad. So, we do need a hearth and natural walls. Never mind. So this thing doesn't work the way that I want it to work anyway, so... It's honestly not hard to build a city. You just need to follow the must-haves here, and then learn the necessary skills. Then the rest pretty much goes automatically. Okay. So we got a nice amount of food stored. And the fact that there's only one adult person working at these hunters gives me a good feeling, because that means we're producing way more. These are already producing way more than they are consuming, at a third of their capacity. Okay. Let's see. Yeah, we need to build the masonry somewhere else, definitely. But since I ran out of building material anyways, I decided to bench that for another day. So, people that you can hire for your city are often hanging around in the outskirts of the city. But none of these is actually asking for migration. I mean, I did recruit already a couple of people. Usually cities like these that don't have hundreds of people don't have too many migration willing people. The fun part is that you pretty much can control what your population is composed of by what people you recruit. All right, let's go to the other human city. These are all not really big, but yeah, we're absolutely producing more food than we're consuming. I'm so tired. So, there we go. One family? I need 2 families because we have 2 businesses that we have just opened. But 1 is already a good start. Exactly, food is always a good thing. That's why I start my cities always on the on this end, because it gives me the freedom to just recruit more people then and expand my city from that. Are you one? You're a recruit. Soldiers also roam around the outskirts of the city too. Occupation recruit. Something like this would be working out for my masonry. We have to check where I can find something like this. Since I can build it, my map should have some features that accommodate it. You can't build anything on a map that doesn't accommodate it, basically. There we go. Alright. That's been the focus that I've been searching for. These are the droids I'm looking for. Okay. So, Family Kilfarb will... No, good. No. How did that work again? Yeah, right-clicking, exactly. So I want to give the Hunter's Den to a family that has more people available to work there. Same goes for this. Because the more hands are working here, the more people I can supply here. Alright, there we go. That's a good start, isn't it? So, Unwin came here quite hungry. There we go. There's some meat in the box for us. And there we go. Our first few people in the city. And just like that, we're now producing our own stuff. Tetris Gonzo, yeah, the Necromancy has been introduced. And War. Okay, so I got my own loot now. And we need more building materials. Tell you what, we're going to go there. To that troublesome location. Adventure and building materials, both at the same time. Yeah, it's already looking quite nicely, doesn't it? What a few buildings already do. I have no clue Clan of War on both ends of that, because I really don't am too deep into it, and my skills are very, very lackluster. Amazon camp, alright. Gotta be very careful about that. So... let's see. Yeah, they're suffering very hard from my attacks. Jeez, I'm ripping through the girls here. They did do quite a decent amount of damage, though. So I gotta take that into account. We're gonna fall back from this place a wee bit. Okay. So far, Necromancy is just another splice of damage-dealing spells that I can do. Ooh. This is quite valuable stuff. Are they all well geared like that? Hell yeah, they are. Oh, well, not all. Too bad. Yeah, staying alive now is very, very important, right? Who says that I want to have a bow? Okay. Sorry, ladies. My ranged attacks are hidden harder than yours. It's just the truth, you see. Jeez, that's a lot of them girls, though. What's in my hands right now? I don't want to use a bow. Game thinks I do, though. Alright, whatever. Let's quiver up some arrows. While we're at it, you see. Agile Metal Bra. What's really interesting is that as a male character, I can still wear it. With all the benefits. So yeah, we can't just do it like that. Alright, so far so good. That is all practically worthless. Oh, a quiver! Nice. So... works for throwing weapons only. Okay. However, that's supposed to be understood, but whatever. So yeah, I think I just emptied the place successfully. Ooh, impaled corpses. How funky. Amethyst and some silver ore. Okay. Yeah, thanks for the pointer there with the build. I don't know why that happens from time to time. Okay. That's been a good influx of throwing weapons. Alright, we can leave. Technically, until I'm back, my families should have procured already some logs and some planks. Exactly, Clan of War, exactly. I haven't met the Necro Tyrant myself yet, so I don't really know how it is supposed to work in detail. Currently, I've only seen a lot of posts from people that are asking away how the heck they're supposed to train their necromancy furthermore. That's one thing that I've seen popping up a lot, but not much more than that. Alrighty guys, so I will be logging off very soonish and take my well-deserved rest from today's long day. I'll be around a few more minutes, don't worry, but already getting ready to log off. Just wanted to let you know. Okay, that was not really much money here, eh? Whatever. The real big money comes now when we're going for the import-export business. I was, funny enough, Clan of War, thinking about whether or not I should dismantle those tents and whether or not it would be worth it. Because that's something that's already working since Soulash 1, that you can dismantle the environment to get some nice materials there. So, let's see. Alright, the production versus the consumption is positive, and we got ourselves some logs in our possession, and obviously it seems to be working out as intended. Bunny! Dead bunny. Alrighty, so let's finish that room here. Let's see, what can we build here still? Wheat farms sound like a great idea. It would need a windmill and a bakery and the same flourish though. Otherwise stuff is flippin' useless. So let's make this place that we've just built a bakery. And with that, I will be done for today, my friends. So thank you everybody for being around today. Been a really, really nice run. And if you have a tailor, it's free materials. Oh yeah, I do plan on doing things like these tomorrow and such. Thanks for being around, y'all, and good night, or good day, or whatever. Here it is good night. 1 a.m., 1 hour past midnight.